Welcome to the Willow mod, and this mod installs one of the most jealous followers you can ask for, getting mad at seemingly any female you talk to, kind of like real life.
You wouldn't do that.
I was just trying to visit the Gomorrah for a drink, and next thing I know I'm getting verbally assaulted by my follower Willow. She is very concerned that I'm going to be sleeping with the prostitutes and the hoes of the Gomorrah casino. Well, let me tell you something, Willow, I'm a man who stands on my own 2 feet, so you can hit the high road. Now, I can't really understand why she gets mad about the Gomorrah casino visit, but apparently we'll have a threesome with Red Lucy. I don't know. It's a mod. It's not real life. If it was real life, it wouldn't take a charisma speech check to convince your woman to have a threesome with you. Wait a minute. Maybe it would.
I'm coming!
The Willow mod was created by Llama RCA in Nevea and is one of the most popular mods on the Nexus, coming in with a total download count of 1.6 million downloads and with 5.1 million views.
Hey, did you see a couple of guys on the road just now? They robbed me, bastards.
Now, I'm going to brace you guys for impact. There is so much freaking dialogue in this mod. It is ridiculous. It has more dialogue than a dump has garbage, okay? I had to cut some dialogue out, otherwise this video would be an hour and a half of dialogue and nobody would watch it. Essentially, I'm going to summarize this really quick. She lost her gun and a few of her toys, and she wants you to help go find people, kill them, and get her stuff back. Willow's a pretty basic companion with a basic opinion. She likes the NCR and loathes the Legion. Now, unfortunately, I was doing a Legion playthrough as this character, so I had to kind of nix that and just wait to finish up the main story.
Okay, I trust you.
Giving Willow ammunition for her weapon shorty is one of the first things you have to do for her, because apparently she is completely dry at this point.
Okay, you know about my rifle, Beauty, that's what I call her. And there are 2 other things. Chester, a teddy bear I've had forever, and Moira, a doll.
The main quest line for Willow is called She Likes Me Not. I did favor how this mod was set up. It wasn't like the Vanessa mod. The Vanessa mod, you're just constantly scrambling, trying to figure out how the hell to advance the quest, and this is just right out in the open. You're given a note in your inventory by Willow. It's a note that Stan dropped, and Stan essentially says, hey, I did this, I did that, this is where I'm located, this is where my friends are going to be, giving you just such an easy way to find out where they are and to go kill them. With the intel right in her face that Kyle and his boys had headed to the location south of Novak called the Viper encampment, we had no choice but to head for there immediately. Utilizing my modded G36 German assault rifle, I decided to sit there on a hill and pick them off one by one. I was killing men and women, slaying them, murdering them, putting them 6 feet under, sending them straight to the devil's doorstep over a gun and a few toys, but I was enjoying every single second of it. I think even at a certain point, Willow was watching in horror as the bodies just kept dropping left and right. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. They had no chance to beat me. When Willow saw Kyle's exposed bone sticking through his leg flesh, she decided, I'm hungry. This is one of several dialogue lines that Willow will constantly repeat in your ears as you play through New Vegas. After wiping out 10 or so people, we found Stan. No, not this Stan. And Stan had Beauty, Willow's rifle, and Moira, Willow's doll, on his person. I decided to try out Willow's rifle Beauty for a second, and it's pretty much just a standard brush gun with Beauty painted on the side of it and like a weird flower thing on the other side. Still cool that she has a custom gun though. After giving Willow back her rifle and her doll, she proceeds to tell you that she wants her other stuffed animal thing, teddy bear, whatever it is, named Chester. Apparently some big buff, difficult Pete looking motherfucker has it. I really appreciated how this mod tied into the Come Fly With Me quest, one of my favorite quests of all time in any Fallout.
He wasn't much of a talker. His name. Yeah, well, I just call him the big guy.
You mean to tell me you were traveling with a guy for how long and all you called him was Big Guy? I don't even want to know why you called him Big Guy.
No. I have no intention of doing that. We definitely need to talk.
After that dialogue about Big Guy, you then talk to her about becoming your follower for real this time, because before she was just following you only because it benefited her, and now she feels like she owes you. And yes, you actually have some benefit to Willow following you around and annoying you all day. She adds 1 point to charisma overall while she's your follower, and that is through the Silver Tongue perk. Probably the first time I've shown this, but the mod author includes something called like the Willow point checker, and you just check your love points with her. The more points you have, the more she likes you. Willow will then inform you that she cannot fight with her fists or any melee weapons, and that's rather unfortunate, but there is a solution. You have to train her or find somebody else to train her. So now instead of the 1 active Willow quest, you have 2. You have go find Chester and now train her to fight or be comfortable with fighting unarmed or with melee weapons. One of the things you can do is if you have a high enough unarmed skill, you can just train her yourself, but you still have to go find somebody else to train her for the second segment of this. Even with an unarmed skill of 100, which makes no sense because I am the Bruce Lee of the Mojave fucking desert. Okay? Nobody can touch me. I'm better than Floyd Mayweather. I'm better than Bruce Lee. I'm better than Chuck Norris. I am literally the top tier fighter in the Mojave Desert. So I ended up taking Willow and we headed to Novak. I figured I'd want to get this unarmed thing buttoned up. I met with Ranger Andy in his bungalow, the old NCR war hero, and he decided to teach me a super secret move capable of destroying hundreds of men at once. I feel like Madara Uchiha when he's in the desert and he's fighting the allied shinobi forces just using taijutsu alone. I made a promise to Uncle Ben, Ranger Andy, that I wouldn't use my newfound powers for evil. This isn't the first time I've seen this. I've done this like in way earlier playthroughs, but honestly, the animation of the sweeping, spinning leg sweep is just fucking sick. God, I love Obsidian. And just like that, Willow will now use melee weapons or will fight unarmed. She also showed me a pair of brass knuckles that she was holding on to that she's ready to use, boys.
So I can fight now anytime with them. Pretty exciting, huh?
So, since I was already in Novak, I had to talk to Cliff Briscoe about Mr. Big Guy, or whatever his name was, and he informs me that the tall man in the cowboy hat was in there asking many, many questions. Apparently, Mr. Big has been in there asking questions, sniffing around about. Some would even say he was in there sneaking around and looking around. Willow, like most followers, is pretty combat efficient. This is her utilizing beauty to kill several feral ghouls. Now, since I've upgraded her, she can also use melee weapons, aka her brass knuckles or something else I give her, and her pistol, which is called Shorty. If you didn't know this, you can also get a suppressed or silenced version of Shorty. We'll go into detail about that later. And by later, I meant right now. I am utilizing Willow's suppressed Shorty as well as Willow Shorty, and Willow is using her Willow spiked brass knuckles to engage with these feral ghouls. While genuinely not spectacular, it is nice that Willow has custom weapons that fit her and her character. Now, at this point of the quest, we are speaking to Jessica, the ghoul woman who somehow knows Big Guy, and she informs us that Big Guy comes in between hours of 3 and 4 every day to find somebody he's looking for, and also that she has the hots for Big Guy. This becomes a quest Inception where you can actually have Jessica and Big Guy run off together and, I guess, fall in love in the Mojave. We meet up with Mr. Big Guy, and this funny dialogue scene ensues.
Chester, my teddy bear?
Yeah. What is it?
Now, the Big Guy has some of the most enthralling dialogue I've ever heard ever. He pretty much says 2 words, yeah, and sure, and that's about it. He does have Chester, which he immediately gives back, really without caring, which is great. And then you have an option to purchase the dog that he's with. Now, apparently, Willow's dog had been killed by fire geckos or some shit like that, and she's been sad about it ever since. So in order to kind of progress the quest along, you get her this dog JT as a present. And here I just convinced the Big Guy to take Jessica along with him. You have the option to not do that though. Now at this point, Willow kisses you and hugs you because you become best friends forever, I guess, which I don't know if that's a good thing you got friend zone. I don't care. It's a romance mod in a video game, guys. It's not that serious. But I guess she just wants to show gratitude for you doing so much for her in the past few days or however long it's taken you to get to this point. Now, Willow doesn't have as many options as, say, a follower like Vanessa. but she does have a lot of similar options to other modded followers. Here I asked her to make a campfire, and she does. Willow also can scavenge for you, so you can access that inventory. She can hold items for you, and you can ask her not to touch them. You can sleep with her at any given point after you finish the mod, so if you're interested in that, well, you got that, just like Vanessa. You can order her to guard specific locations, and you can even tell her when to sleep. At a certain point, you're pretty much required and expected to be giving her gifts. You can give her gifts such as a teddy bear and Nuka-Cola quartz, and also some other junk that she likes, and it just increases your points with her.
I'm glad you found me that day.
I guess at this point you actually officially start the romance quest. It starts with a cringy kiss and "I'm so glad you found me, Courier 6." And it ends with you looking at her leg and healing it because apparently she didn't clean it or do any basic sanitary measures while living in a irradiated desert. So Willow seems to be a real idiot. She's not a doctor like Vanessa is. And now, my friends, it is the beginning of the end. She asks us to bring her shopping, a man's worst freaking nightmare. We agree, and we end up taking her to 3 different locations for her to do some shopping.
Too long since I've been to a trader. All right, let's go.
The first stop is Good Springs, where she talks to Chet. Now, I've never liked Chet. Chet is a rat bastard, and I've never been a fan of him, so we shouldn't be doing business with him. Second stop, we end up going to Clayton's shop in Westside. And then the final stop is the Crimson Caravan Company, which I was a little worried about because I had murdered every single person there earlier in this playthrough, and for some reason it didn't even matter. It was just a location that triggered Willow to just be like, hey, I'm cool, but everybody was dead in there, so. At that point, Willow had given us a hat that matches hers as a type of gift for taking her shopping, I guess. All of the mod authors' stars aligned, and we were ready to party, baby.
Yeah, I guess I am. It's true. I have been flirting. Oh. Maybe we should do something about that. Soon. Yes. I've been thinking about this for a long time. And because I've been thinking about it for so long, I've had time to plan something special for you. I'd like to do it somewhere private, but you choose. Should we do it here or go somewhere else? I'm so excited. I've been planning this for a while. I hope you like it. Stay right there and don't move. I'm going to do something for you and then to you.
Hey, does that robot cook for us?
Well, my friends, that's pretty much it for the Willow mod. After completing the sexy time, you get this new outfit of hers that she can equip. It's pretty cool. It's not as cool as the original outfit and doesn't feel as fitting to her as the original does. But whatever. I also noticed something during sexy time. When she takes off her clothes, she has a scar on her leg where she was injured earlier and you had to, do the whole doctor thing on her. So that's small detail that goes a long way. And I almost forgot to mention, there is a bungalow in Novak that you can rent from Cliff Briscoe. Willow will expressly let you know that she's interested in renting said bungalow because apparently her parents own a motel or something like that, right? So with this, you get a completely customized player home that's related to the Willow mod. It's pretty interesting because you can use things in this new player home bungalow to actually change how the Willow mod works. For example, you can toggle the quest objects, right? Such as the radio Willow will give you. You can make things non-droppable, etc., so you don't lose them. Now that's pretty interesting. You can see the whole list here. Take a look at that for yourself, pause it, etc. And then the next thing, you can get the silence shorty, which I showcased earlier. It's just simply an option that says, hey, it's a silenced Willow handgun. It's kind of cool, kind of meh, whatever. And then you can also choose to display certain items in your home and the snow globes that you collect. Willow will scavenge things as she goes, and you can access that through dialogue options. But with this, you can just sort the items in the bungalow. I don't know how often you would be using it, to be honest, but hey, I mean, it's another cool addition. Okay, so now officially this is my dissection of the mod. I want to say the voice acting, solid. I want to say the character design, solid. I would like to say the naming of Willow. I'm not a fan of the name Willow. I will say the additional follower of JT is cool. The quests are easy and kind of fun. How you understand how to get the quests is so easy. An idiot can do it. There's no challenge to finding out what to do next, like in the Vanessa mod, where you're like scratching your head like, oh my god. The custom characters' weapons are fantastic. Willow's weapons are good. She has the brass knuckles, she has the handgun, she has the suppressed handgun if you'd like, as well as Beauty, the brush gun. And lastly, the Hello Kitty necklace is sick. Any other fellow content creators know the pain of deleting files, and I deleted over 2.5 hours of Willow mod footage that I had done already, right? And I had started editing it. Well, I deleted the main file, didn't back it up like an idiot, and I lost it all, and then had to go back and play through it all over again. So anyways, guys, do yourself a favor, check this mod out. Shout out to the mod authors. If you guys could please leave a like and subscribe, it would mean the absolute world to me, and I am out. Peace.